Today we will be checking out Lapras' ability to solo Pokémon Silver. Can we make it? Let's find out. But before we begin, here are the rules to the challenge. Only Lapras can do battle. Other Pokémon may be in the party, but only be used for HM moves. No items in battle, held items are okay though. Items outside of battle are allowed. To start off, I selected a Lapras with decent DVs across the board, with perfect DVs for special attack and special defense, which will be quite important later on. After setting out, we level up to level 10 since we only have Water Gun as an offensive move, and I anticipated issues with the rival fight. The rival has Chikorita as to make the run as difficult as possible. Thankfully, due to being level 10, Water Gun does decent damage and quickly finishes off the Chikorita. Back in the lab, we are asked to name our rival. I named him Scott after Scott's Thoughts, another YouTuber who I find rather funny. After that, we set out for Violet City. Waiting there is the gym leader Falkner. Falkner specializes in the flying type. As a result, I don't really expect much by way of damage, outside of Mudslap potentially destroying our accuracy. Falkner's first Pokemon is Pidgey, which goes down to a single Water Gun. Afterwards, he sends out Johto, which also doesn't really last very long since we're level 14. It goes down in 2 Water Guns as well. After defeating Falkner, we get the Zephyr badge, which increases our attack permanently. This will come in handy because at level 15 we learn Body Slam, a great normal type move which will last us for a long time. We then make our way through Union Cave on the way to Azalea Town. In said cave, we also pick up the TM for Swift, just in case. Before we can take on Bugsy, we need to go and save the Slowpoke and Slowpoke well. This isn't too difficult for Lapras, who just crushes through with Body Slam and Water Gun at this point. After resolving the Slowpoke well, we return to Azalea and decide to fight the rival next. The rival leads with Ghastly, who goes down in 2 Water Guns after it uses 1 Lick with just minimal damage. Next out is Bayleaf, who takes a Body Slam, becomes paralyzed, and then hits a really hard hitting Razor Leaf. Oh dear. The next Body Slam takes it to low red health, but Bayleaf retaliates with yet another Razor Leaf. This results in Lapras going down to 26 health before finishing it off with another Body Slam. The rival's last Pokemon is Zubat, and it takes a Body Slam like a champ before retaliating with Bite. This is however not enough to finish off Lapras, and Lapras manages to squeeze the victory with Body Slam. The Bugsy fight is quite straightforward. A single Body Slam and a Water Gun take down Metapod, Kakuna takes a Water Gun, and then Cypher comes out. Cypher then tries to attack with Fury Cutter, but with 2 Body Slams, Lapras manages to overpower Cypher and knocks it out. After defeating Bugsy, our next destination is Goldenrod City. This takes us through Ilex Forest, where we can catch a Parasect, learn Cut and Flash for later on. In order to get Cut though, first we have to rescue a Farfetch, which is lost in the woods. After our ordeal in the woods, we make our way to Goldenrod. There awaits our next challenge, Whitney. Out first is Clefairy, who goes down in 2 Body Slams. Next up is the big challenge, Miltank. The first Body Slam connects, does a little bit of damage, and Whitney retaliates with Stomp. The second Body Slam, however, paralyzes Miltank, letting us opt for safety with Confuse Ray. That gambit pays off as Miltank hits itself in its confusion and goes down to a 3rd Body Slam. Having wrapped up our business in Goldenrod, we move on to Ecruteak City. Once there we go into the dance hall and challenge the Kimono Girls in order to get the Surf HM. Not only is Surf a great and important HM to have, it also gives Lapras a very powerful water move relatively early in the game. I do have a feeling that with Surf I'm going to be able to crush through this content quite a bit faster. With Lapras now sporting both Surf and Body Slam, we move on to the optional rival fight in the Brass or Burnt Tower. The rival leads with Haunter, who goes down to a single Surf right away. Next out is Magnemite, who takes a critical Surf and goes down instantly. After that he sends out Bayleaf, who goes down in 2 Body Slams. It does still retaliate with Razor Leaf, but it doesn't do as much damage since we're quite over leveled at this point. His last Pokemon is Zubat, who goes down in a single Body Slam. At this stage, normally I wouldn't do this rival fight, but I figured I'd do it anyway just to see how Lapras stacks up against Bayleaf, but honestly, this is more or less a turkey shoot, but maybe that will change later. After that, we go and face Morty. At that point, Lapras has hit level 30, and the first Ghastly that comes out goes down in a single surf, as does the Haunter that follows it. After that, his ace Gengar comes out, and it actually lives a surf. Color me surprised. It retaliates with Hypnosis and misses, and then goes down to the following surf. Morty's final Pokemon is another Haunter, which goes down to a critical surf. While I don't think it was necessary to crit, I believe there is no kill like overkill. Besides, I'm not gonna look down on good luck. I've had enough bad luck on other games already, so let's hope it keeps going like this. Next up on our trek is the Lighthouse. After traversing its walls, we make our way to Jasmine, who tells us that Amphi, the amphoros that lights the beacon of the lighthouse, is actually sick, and asks us to go to Cyanwood City in order to get the secret medicine. The main upside here is that the trek up the lighthouse also gives us quite a bit of EXP, which means Lapras is getting a couple of extra levels in, which may or may not come in handy considering the next gym is Chuck and his fighting types. Now normally this may not be as much of a problem since Lapras has Surf, however since Chuck uses Poliwrath as his ace, it may not go as easily as I had hoped it would. Speaking of Chuck, first out is Primeape, who survives a surf and hits us with Leer. This may come in handy for him later, but for now, Primeape goes down to the second surf. Next up is his ace, Poliwrath. Poliwrath takes a body slam and instantly becomes paralyzed. He then misses his dynamic punch, which could have done a lot of damage since we are down on defense, and goes down to the second body slam. That was way easier than I had thought. Beating Chuck gives us access to Fly, which allows us to return back to Jasmine way quicker to deliver the medicine. That brings us to the 6th gym leader, Jasmine. The steel type gym leader starts off with her Magnemite. Thankfully, Magnemite faints to a single surf and we level up learning Ice Beam, another great move to our arsenal. The second Magnemite comes out next and goes down to another surf. Thank goodness, I was really worried about it using Thunderbolt and critting for a one shot. The final Pokemon is her ace Steelix, who goes down to a critical surf. Well, I didn't see that one coming at first, but then again, looking at Steelix's stats, it's really physically bulky, but not that strong on the special side. With 6 badges under our belt, we make our way to the Lake of Rage. There we attempt to catch the red Gyarados to use as a Waterfall and Whirlpool user. Sadly, however, it confuses itself with Thrash and kills itself. Oh well. After this, I go and clear out the Rocket Hideout. Next up, Ice Leader Price, the 7th gym leader. Price starts off with Seal, who goes down to a Body Slam. And his next Pokemon is Dugong, who survives a Body Slam and retaliates with a critical headbutt for a little bit of damage, before falling to another Body Slam. Last out is Price's ace, Piloswine, a ground ice type which is weak to Surf. So, one surf takes it out, and with this we have 7 badges. That was quite an easy fight, however it would have been easier with Thunderbolt. Now since I don't have access to that in this generation, I decided to get the next best thing, Thunder. Now Thunder is only available in the Rocket Game Corner, or Game Corner. Do they actually operate it? I don't know. After collecting enough coins to get Thunder, we move on to the underground where we fight the rival again. The rival leads off with Golbat, who goes down to a single Thunder. Now I could have gone for Ice Beam here, but I wanted to try Thunder anyway. I mean, it's 70 accuracy, I kinda wanted to roll the dice, so to speak. Anyway, Thunder connects and knocks out Golbat. Next out is Magnemite, who can't withstand a single surf. The rival then sends out Haunter, who also goes down to a surf. The Sneasel that follows also can't handle Surf. Do you see now why Surf is such a great move to have this early in the game? Or should I say, to have as early as you can get it? Regardless, last out is Meganium, who goes down to an Ice Beam since it would definitely survive a Surf. Honestly, I do like this rival, but I wish he would have a little bit stronger Pokemon. Maybe have Crobat before long. He is a really cool character though, much like Blue in the originals. I do wish we would get better rivals again. Now it's time for the final gym leader, Claire, the dragon type gym leader. Her first Pokemon is Dragonair, who tragically hits an iceberg. The second Dragonair also takes an Ice Beam and goes down. Her ace, Kingdra, comes out and Ice Beam crits and takes it out in a single blow. Kinda didn't expect that. Would have expected a bit of a slugfest with Kingdra since it is kinda tanky and kinda annoying. Now, Claire is quite salty about losing and sends it through the Dragon Trail, so we pick up the Dragon Fang and get the badge. We now have all 8 badges of Johto. Honestly, I did not expect this run to go this easily. I expected way more roadblocks, maybe Whitney with her rollout if she had used it. But yeah, Lapras is going great. I'm honestly surprised she managed to do it this quickly. And honestly, I do hope it keeps going like this. I don't really foresee that many roadblocks in the Elite Four, so let's see how far we get before we hit a snag. Before we hit the Elite Four though, here is a final rival fight. The rival starts off with Sneasel this time, and it goes down to a single body slam. Next up is his Magneton, who does not withstand Surf. After that, Haunter comes out and also goes down to Surf. I think I'm starting to see a pattern here. After that, he sends out Kadabra, who goes down in a single body slam. Meganium then comes out, takes an Ice Beam and goes down. And his final Pokemon is Golbat, who also takes an Ice Beam to go down. Honestly, I think Lapras is just equipped to deal with the rival quite effectively, and Body Slam has been a great asset this entire run. With the final rival fight out of the way, the only challenge that remains to us is the Elite Four and the Champion. I have the utmost confidence that Lapras can handle these fights quite easily. It has a very diverse move pool and some very powerful moves to boot. It also has very powerful stats, with the exception of speed. Maybe that'll be a problem, but I guess it's time to sink or swim. Do you think we can handle this? Let's find out. The first member of the Elite Four is Will, the Psychic type trainer. His first Pokemon is Xatu, and it takes a Body Slam to low health. However, it retaliates with Confuse Ray. The following turn, Lapras hits itself in its confusion and Xatu lands a Psychic. Thankfully after that, Lapras lands another Body Slam and finishes off Xatu, prompting Will to send out Jinx next. Lapras hits itself in its confusion on its first turn, and Jinx goes for a Lovely Kiss, which fails thankfully, and doesn't put us to sleep. Then on the second turn, Lapras still hits itself in its confusion, and Jinx replies with Double Slap, hitting 4 times. After all of that, Lapras decides to crit a Body Slam to finish off the Jinx. After this, Will sends out Executor, who falls in a single Ice Beam. After that we get Slowbro, who takes a Thunder and falls as well. Last Pokemon, Xatu again, this time a higher level than the first. It takes a Thunder and goes down. In retrospect, I should have probably used Ice Beam, but I wanted to conserve PP for Lance. So far so good. For the time being, Lapras is doing quite alright. Hopefully it can keep this going. I'm quite confident in the upcoming fights, though Bruno might be a bit of a problem. I mean, hard-hitting fighting types, no Psychic, uh-oh. Before we get to Bruno, however, it's time for Koga, the Poison-type Ninja Master. Koga leads with Ariados, but Lapras overpowers it with a single Surf. Next up is Venomoth, who takes a critical Surf and faints. Talk about anticlimactic. Next on the chopping block we have Fortress, a heavily defensive Pokemon with low special defense, so Surf takes it out in one shot as well. Next out is Mach, and for the very first time this fight, Surf is not enough to one-shot it. Instead, it uses Minimize and my heart sinks, because now it's going to be a pain to try and hit him. Lapras however has other plans and decides to just hit Surf, KOing the Mach. Finally, out comes Crobat, who uses Double Team to raise its evasion, causing Lapras to miss its Ice Beam. It follows up with a Wing Attack doing minimal damage before being taken out with an Ice Beam. So far so good. Even Koga's ninja tactics didn't really hamper me all that much, so let's see what Bruno has in store now. Here he comes, the heavyweight champion himself, Bruno. Oh dear, this is going to be tough. In a brilliant move, I decide to keep the amulet coin on to try and get more money out of the run. That won't come to haunt me now, will it? First out is Hitmontop. Lapras hits it with a Surf, which it just about survives. It then goes underground for Dig. I decide to use Thunder since its PP is the least useful among my moves, while Hitmontop is underground. They connect for 18 damage, and Lapras finishes off the Hitmontop with Body Slam. Next out comes Hitmonlee. Surf just about misses the range to knock it out, and Hitmonlee retaliates with Double Kick. This takes a little chunk out of Lapras' HP before Lapras finishes it off with Surf. Hitmonchan is next, and since it is more defensive than both the other Hitmons, it takes less damage from Lapras' attacks. For some reason I decide to go for Body Slam, which takes it to orange health, but not before a critical Mach Punch drops Lapras to low orange health. Hitmonchan managed to get one more Mach Punch in before fainting to Body Slam. Bruno's final Pokemon is also his ace, Machamp. Machamp takes some damage from Surf, going down to low orange health as well, before hitting a cross chop and making Lapras faint. Honestly, I feel that most of this was player error, and I could have likely avoided quite a few attacks if I had done a better job at selecting my attacks and using the right item. The second try is another repeat of the first, basically due to the same errors I made on the first attempt. As a result of these errors, I still managed to get to Machamp, but at very low HP. I suppose a new tactic is in order, so let's have a look-see. I'm still holding on to my amulet coin, however, let's change that out for the Never Melt Ice. Maybe that will give me the damage ranges I need to one-shot stuff and reduce the amount of damage I take before I reach Machamp. Well, nothing but to try it. So this time, holding the Never Melt Ice, here we go again. First out is Hitmontop, and it goes down to Ice Beam, just like I had hoped. Next is Hitmonlee, and Ice Beam, and boom! One shot. Nice. Hitmonchan comes out, hits us with a Mach Punch, and then it goes down to Ice Beam as well. Nice indeed. Now, can we kill the Machamp before it cross-chops us to death? Ice Beam takes it into low red health, and it misses cross-chop. Sweet. Bruno heals Machamp with a Max Potion, but Ice Beam drops it right back into red health. Next turn, we finish it off with Surf. Huzzah! Bruno's final Pokemon is Onix, who takes a Surf and goes down instantly. Good grief, that was pretty intense, considering this was Bruno, supposedly the worst Elite Four member. On to the last Elite Four member, Karen, the Dark Trainer. Karen opens with Umbreon, and Lapras' Ice Beam instantly takes it down to low orange health. It tries to retaliate with Sand Attack but fails. Lapras then finishes it off with Body Slam. Next out is Vileplume. Since I am still conserving my PP items, I haven't healed up Ice Beam's PP yet. As a result, I am now using Ice Beam on Vileplume with 1 PP left. If it misses, I'll be in trouble, but it doesn't, and it takes out Vileplume instantly. The following Pokemon is Gengar, who takes a lot of damage from Surf, almost taking it out in fact, and who retaliates with Spite, reducing the PP on Surf. After that, another Surf puts down the Gengar, and Houndoom comes out. Houndoom takes another Surf and also goes down. The final Pokemon is Murkrow, and it also goes down to Surf. Well, that fight was a splash, wasn't it? And here we go, the final challenge. Lance, the Dragon Master. Lance opens with Gyarados. Thankfully, Thunder connects and one-shots the Gyarados instantly. Next up, Dragonite. Dragonite takes an Ice Beam and faints. The second Dragonite also comes out and gets Ice Beamed and faints. Then Aerodactyl comes out and outspeeds. It then proceeds to hit us with Rock Slide for super effective damage before going down with Surf. And out comes Charizard, who also cannot take a Surf and also goes down. Then the final Dragonite comes out, also takes an Ice Beam and also faints. Talk about anticlimactic. Bruno has a harder fight than this. And with that, we are now the champion of the Johto League. But that's not the ending of Pokémon Silver. We still have all of Kanto to do, as well as beat Red. But that will be for another video. For now, thank you very much for watching this video. If you enjoyed this video, please like and subscribe. Also, make sure you follow me on Twitter for more updates on when I do live streams or other videos go up. My live streams are on Twitch, so please make sure to follow on there as well. Also, stay tuned for part 2 of this run, which will be the Kanto side.